Hi everybody, it's Liz. I'm back. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have missed you so much. You have no idea. I feel like I've been gone an eternity. I know you guys know about my move and just everything, and let me tell you real quick before I start, getting into my project. You guys, I have been moving quite a bit in the last 7 years. We've moved 5 times in the last 7 years, and this last move has got to be the worst move ever. And I don't want to go into too many details, but seriously, it was so bad. It took me quite a while to really not only just get the house straightened out and unpack, but just kind of get back into a normal routine. And I think with the kids not being in school and everything, it was just so chaotic, so crazy. And I'm just really, really glad that things are back to normal. I've got my house, all settled in, and the kids are in school. I took a break from work for a little while, and I finally, just the last couple days, decided to, get back into the crafting. I've missed it so much, you guys. I really have. I've missed all of you. I haven't watched any videos in forever, so I got a lot of catching up to do. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to share with you, I guess my first project since, my last one, my move. There's this very special lady on YouTube. We all know her very well, I'm sure. I kind of want it to be a surprise, so I don't want to say who it is. But I've been thinking a lot about her. She's going through, some health issues, some challenges, unfortunately. And I just want to say, I am just so, I'm in awe of her, I just admire her so much, the way that she's handling everything. I know that I would be scared out of my mind, and she's handling it with so much grace, so much dignity, and she's so strong in her faith, and just, oh my gosh, I'm getting kind of teary-eyed because I think she's awesome, truly, truly awesome, and I look up to her, I really do. And I've just been thinking a lot about her. She's always in my prayers, and I wanted to make her a little bit something to just let her know that, even though sometimes we have some really bad days, to just hang in there, you know what I mean? I know it's hard to stay strong 100% of the time. I really, really do. And it's hard to be brave. I know I would be terrified, and she's just handling it so well. And I just admire her for her strong faith and just everything, you guys. She's awesome. But like I said, she's been in my prayers, she's been in my thoughts, and I wanted to make her a little something to remind her to always, always stay brave and strong. And so the reason you guys are looking at this paper pad is because this is the paper pad that I used for my projects. It's by Kaisercraft, and it's called 75 cents. And I wanted to go with this paper pad because I wanted this project to be feminine, a little bit elegant, but sort of strong, if you guys know what I mean. I didn't want any pink, I didn't want any, light girly colors. So I thought this with the black, the accents with the black, and some of the other colors, I thought this would work really, really well for my project. So enough talking, you guys. Let me show you what I've created. And I hope you guys, do like it. And sorry about the way I'm filming. I honestly don't know how I'm going to, do my videos. I got to figure something out. I did not get a scrappy room, you guys. I know, I'm so sad. But I did get a crafty space, if that's what we can call it. I was able to commandeer a corner of our large game room, which is cool. It's just not in order right now. I would be embarrassed to show you because it's just chaos. But anyways, you guys, enough rambling. That's for another day. Let me share with you what I created, okay? Alright, let's bring this over here. So I just got to figure out how I'm going to, do my setup. But anyways, you guys, this is what I made for this very special lady. It is a canvas, a mixed media canvas, and I am really, really happy with the way that things turned out. It's still, it's very feminine, of course, but kind of strong. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's not, there's no pink or anything like that, and no pastels. But I don't know, I just really like it, and I think it went really well with, the idea that I had in mind. But it's just a little canvas. It's 8 by 10. And what I did, I started off with using one of the papers. This is the paper from the 75 cent collection. I cut it to size, and then I used my Martha Stewart punch. And let me get close so you guys can see some of the details here. I used my Martha Stewart punch and just punched all along the edges of the paper. And of course, it gets covered up with a lot of the mediums that I used on top, but you can still see some of the details, especially in that, that corner right here. And I'm sorry if I'm moving too much. I do really apologize for that. I've got to figure out a way to do my videos, but I just kind of want to give you guys an overview of the entire thing here. So I covered it with paper. I used Mod Podge, of course, to adhere the paper onto the canvas. And then what I did is I took, different types of sprays to spray. Well, actually, no. Let me take it one step back. What I did is I wanted a really subtle background, as far as like a shadow effect, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And so what I did is I wanted to create almost like an embossed look, but I wanted to do it with mediums, because obviously this paper is too big to run through an embossing folder. So I hope you guys are able to see some of that detail here. But I did the mask, a stencil by Crafter's Workshop. It's the 12x12 one, the larger one. And I used, instead of like modeling paste and something like that we're used to using, I used this stuff right here. And it's gloss gel. And when it dries translucent. It's like clear, really. And that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to go for like a very subtle effect in the background. Okay? But when I did that, after it dried, it was too subtle. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't even see it. And so I said, okay, let me spray some of the darker colors on there, and then hopefully it'll stand out then. So for my background, some of the darker colors that you can see here, I used, let's see here. I've got to use both my hands here. I used this by Lindy Stamking. It's Opal Sea Oats is the color shot. I don't have the spray, so I used some of this in a little mini mister, and then I just sprayed it throughout the canvas. And I love it because it has such an awesome shimmer. And I'm afraid, I'm trying to get like an angle so you guys could see some of that shimmer. But of course, this light doesn't do it any justice, but it's so beautiful in person. It shimmers so nice. And so I used that to spray around my canvas. I also used, let me see where to go. This here, and this is Perfect Pearls Mist in, what does it say? It's not focusing. Heirloom Gold, and I'm sorry about it not focusing here. Heirloom Gold. And then I also used this by Michaels. It's Recollections. I don't think they sell this anymore, but I got a bottle of it, and the color was just perfect for the effect that I wanted to use here. So I used my, my sprays. I sprayed it all over the canvas, and that did bring out some of the clear gel a little bit, but not as much as I'd like. So then what I did is I took like a sponge and some white acrylic paint, and I just basically rubbed on top of the clear gel. And so what that did, it kind of gave it like that ghost-like look that I was telling you about. So see, it's not as white as, let's say, modeling paste would be. It still has that translucent quality, and you can see it in some areas. But it came out really, really cool because it's in that background, It's not overpowering. You really have to kind of look closely to see the details, and that's really what I wanted. So I thought that came out really nice. So that worked a lot better. And then what I did, I used, I wanted it to be a little bit grungy, like I said, still feminine and beautiful, but have a little bit of a grungy effect to it. And this, special lady loves her texture, so I definitely wanted to add some texture. And I did that by using this stuff here. Yeah, let me see. It's called Pharaoh Special Effect Paste, and I bought it at Hobby Lobby. Super cool, you guys. This stuff is awesome. It's got a lot of shimmer, as you can see, because it's got like a metallic, quality about it. But it's very smooth. Like you can apply it on real smooth, and it has like a grainy texture, and it's really cool. And what I did is I used a dauber, a sponge dauber, and that's how I got this look here. You see some of the gray going on, and of course I wanted to do that all along the edges to make the canvas pop. So I've got all the Pharaoh stuff all over the edges of my canvas. Really cool. I wanted that to be sort of like my feet are falling asleep here. And I wanted it to be like an extension of those corners that I use, the metallic corners. And so I dabbed that on there. I also dabbed a little bit of white acrylic paint. Just a lot of little splatters here and there. Here, I want you guys to look at some of the shimmer and see the Pharaoh real cool. It shimmers real nicely, and it's got some really, really, really cool texture. Really love that stuff. I love working with it. And let me see. Okay, so then I added some corners that you can see here. And these are this beautiful silver, almost like a tarnished silver color. I did dab the tops just a little bit with some, that vintage white, or warm white I believe it's called, to bring out the details on the corners. And these are by 7 Gypsies, and I got them Tuesday morning, you guys. They had a pack of, I think, 4, and they were only $1.99, so I thought that was a really great deal. I bought 2 packs. And so I used the photo corners here, or not photo corners, but, you know, metal corners, whatever you want to call them. I used them on the corners here of my canvas. And then what I wanted to do is, like I said, I wanted this to be a reminder to be brave, to be strong, and to remember to always look, you know, to the next day. And I found this beautiful quote, and I thought it was awesome. And it says, "Courage does not always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, 'I will try again tomorrow.'" And I thought that was just perfect. And so that's what I wanted to do. And the quote, I just, you know, typed it up on my computer. I printed it out into some cardstock. This I wanted to be the emphasis, so it says "Courage does not always roar." And the rest I used, you know, little strips here of cardstock. And all the cardstock is ink with vintage photo and black soot. I have it layered over some foam tape to give it dimension. And over here, this really, really pretty cluster was, you know, the main focal point of my canvas. And what I did is I used some Spellbinders dies. I can't remember the name of these, but these are the ovals. And so I cut, like, you know, use a 75-cent paper. As you can see here, I've got foam tape in between each layer. And this one here was just cardstock, and I cut out using the ovals. I inked it with vintage photo and some black soot on the edges. And then I used these little pretty rhinestones all along the edges of the oval to really make it pop. And then I've got lots of flowers. I wanted a lot of beautiful flowers. I wanted it to look really lush and green. So I've got some beautiful flowers. These are from Michael's, from the wedding section. They're just huge white flowers. And let me, hold on real quick. Let me just stretch out my leg. Sorry about that. I'm telling you, this is really hard to do. I gotta figure out a way to do this, but okay. Anyway, so the flower clusters, like I said, that large one's from Michael's. This is from my stash, and this is the perfect shade of green. It's a beautiful color, and it goes really well with the background. I've got a couple of little rosebuds on each side of the cluster, and then these guys, I colored them up. They're just white, and I used the that Lindy Stamking, the same one that I used for my background, Opal Sea Oats. And I just colored them up, and I dabbed the tops with some warm white. And here's some of the cluster. Maybe if I move it over a little bit, you guys could see. Here, I'm going to try holding it up. Okay, and so that's my cluster. I've got some little black ones hiding here and there. And those were dabbed with some white paint as well. And then I've got leaves, lots and lots of leaves. Like I said, I wanted it to be lush and green and just beautiful. So I've got some little leaves that I die cut using some green cardstock. And the die is by Spellbinders. Foliage dye, I used some warm white paint on the edges of all the leaves to tone down some of that green because it was really, really, really bright. But I think it really looks really, really, really great. I'm getting tongue-tied here. But see, here's some more of the flowers. And of course, you can see some of that cheesecloth underneath. I've got little bits of cheesecloth here and there coming in and out of the flower cluster. And then just look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. That's awesome. Same thing over here. I've just got a couple flowers from my stash. Some of them are colored myself, and some of them I dabbed with some white paint to, you know, make them a little grungy. And I've got the Spellbinders leaves again. And then just take a look at the cluster of that pharaoh. See, isn't that awesome? I love it. Texture's amazing. And then here I've got a little fussy cut butterfly. This was part of the 75-cent collection. I just cut him out, and I put stickles on his wings, and I have him sort of like, you know, he's in flight, or not in flight, but he just landed on the canvas. I thought that looked cool. I wanted him to be dimensional. And then here's some more cheesecloth, some more of that pharaoh. Here's the quote here. I love it. Beautiful. Here you could see some more of the details on the background. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And I love the colors. It's different, you know. I really like it. Here's another butterfly. Again, this was fuzzy cut from the collection, and I just have stickles on top of his wings, and he's just, you know, very dimensional. Really, really pretty. So that is my canvas for my very special friend whom I admire so much. And of course, I can't create a canvas without making her a card, right? And let her know just how I feel and how so happy I am for her, and she's always in my prayers. But anyways, so here's my canvas, and let me show you the card I made as well. And again, I do apologize for me moving so much. Alright, here's the card. I wanted it to coordinate. Of course, that's usually my MO here. And this is a 6x6 card. I took a piece of like a tan cardstock, and I cut that, you know, 6x12. I scored it down the middle, and then I've got a black piece of patterned paper in the background. And I really wish you could see the details, but it's got like a glossy finish, you guys. I know this light in here isn't the greatest, but maybe if I, let me see. There you go. You could see some of that gloss in the background. It looks really cool. And so I've got a piece of pattern paper from the 75 collection, and I used a combination of that 12 by 12 pack and the 6.5 by 6.5 paper pad. And then I cut another piece on top of that, and again, all my layers are, actually the first layer I've got a piece of cardboard, and then after that I use foam tape for all the layers to give them dimension. In the corner I've got some little stickers that were part of the 75 set pack. I've just got them in each of the corners, and these are little cardstock stickers that come with the paper pack. Okay. And then I wanted to use doilies. I love doilies. I think they're so feminine and pretty and just add such a beautiful detail to my cards. So I've got 2 doilies, and I wrapped them around to the back of that pattern paper. So I've got 2 doilies, and then again I wanted my center to be very elegant, the focal point of the card, and I used Opulent Ovals by Spellbinders. I die cut 2 from the largest 2 dies out of the paper pad, and look how pretty it is, right? And again, it's very dimensional. As you can see, there's foam tape in between the layers. The Thinking of You sentiment is just from one of my stamps in my stash. I stamped it on cardstock, cut out the strip, inked it with Vintage Photo and black soot, and then I've got some little rhinestones on the corners. And then for my flower cluster, I wanted it to be similar to the one on the canvas. So I've got, white flower. I've got 2 flowers here that I colored using the Opal Sea Oats by Spellbinders. And again, you can see some of that paint that I dabbed on there to just kind of make it grungy. And then I've got the little black ones for my stash, and the really beautiful green ones. It's almost like a sea foam rosebud. Really, really pretty. I got them at a local store in Houston. And so I've got my Spellbinders leaves, and again I dabbed some white paint on the tops and the edges of it. And I've got a little itty bitty butterfly over here that was fussy cut from the paper. I got some stickles on his wings. Got another butterfly over here, and it's just really, really pretty. I think my card looks really, really nice, and it goes really well with the canvas that I created. And let me just show you the inside. I kept it simple. I just have a piece of pattern paper, and then again I used that same black glossy piece and a piece of cardstock on top of that. And I used one of my stamps. This is an old one, but it's got like these little cute little corners. And so I stamped on using archival ink in each of the corners, and I added a little rhinestone. Sorry if I'm moving too much. And there's plenty of space for me to write my sentiment and let her know just how I feel and how, she's awesome. So that is my card. And ta-da! I think it turned out really pretty. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And you guys, it was seriously a little bit hard to get back into it. It's been a while since I've crafted, since I've made anything. And at first I was like a little overwhelmed because, my stuff is everywhere. I have taken over the house. There's like things all over the place. So I'd have to run from room to room looking for stuff. It's kind of annoying, but hopefully in a few months, hopefully by Christmas, I'm thinking I can have my little space organized. I'm going to get some furniture and some storage ideas and kind of get it going. But for now, I've got to deal with my chaos. But let me just show you the canvas one more time, you guys. Here's the canvas. And here is my card. And I am really, really happy with it. I really hope she likes it. Like I said, it's going to be a surprise. I'm going to send it to her probably tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to do it today. But I really hope you guys like it as well. And I had a lot of fun getting back into the groove. And you'll definitely be seeing more of me here and there, of course, in my chaos. But anyways, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for all my old ones. Love you guys, and you're sticking by me through all this craziness. I really, really do appreciate you guys, and thank you so much. And I promise I'll catch up on everyone's vids. So I'll see you all real soon, alright? Bye-bye.